welcome to Highway. I'm standing outside the lovely town hall of one of Britain's oldest cities, Ripon in North Yorkshire. And tonight we're going to join the people of Ripon as they celebrate their 1100th anniversary. The first charter was granted to Ripon in the year 886 by no less a person than King Alfred the Great. And it's not something as common as a piece of parchment or even a burnt cake. It's a horn. And with this horn began the unique Ripon tradition of the wakeman and the hornblower. And here's Jancis Harvey to tell us all about them.
Wakeman, sound your horn, loud and long forever, for all the people of Ripon.
Wakeman, sound your horn, loud and long forever, for all the people of Ripon. In the city of Ripon, a wakeman you'll hear, a man with the town in his keeping. He blows an ancient horn, he blows out, he blows on, to tell all is safe now for sleeping. So wakeman, sound your horn, loud and long forever, for all the people of Ripon. At 9:01 every evening he'll be there, his promise he never has broken. Come rain and wind or shine in the ancient market square, to blow for the people of Ripon. Over the centuries, over the years, the song of peace he is bringing. Through times of sadness, laughter and tears, the sound of his horn will be ringing. So wakeman, sound your horn, loud and long forever, for all the people of Ripon. So wakeman, sound your horn, loud and long forever, for all the people of Ripon.
Singing there with Jancis Harvey were the children of St Wilfrid's Roman Catholic Primary School. Now, in medieval times, the wakeman was responsible for the safety of Ripon citizens at night. The last wakeman became the first mayor of Ripon in 1604. Now, the mayor of Ripon in this 1100th anniversary year is taxi driver Mr. Roland Simpson. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Where do we go?
Down to the sea.
Right, we're off. Roland, what's it like being Ripon's mayor in this anniversary year?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. I'm the proudest man in Ripon at this moment.
What sort of events are taking place?
Well, we've just had the Queen Mother's visit, which to me is the greatest occasion which would take place in this city.
What are the things you're most proud of here in Ripon?
The people. The people. The people are so friendly, and it's a very nice community. It's a city which I was born, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud to be mayor of the city in which I was born.
But you're proud of the cathedral too, aren't you?
The cathedral is one of the main attractions linked with Fountains Abbey. As you know, years ago, the cathedral were linked in history with Fountains Abbey.
Thanks very much for talking to us, Roland, and thanks for the ride. This is Ripon Cathedral. It stands on the site of a great church built by St Wilfrid in the 7th century. St Wilfrid was not only a great lover of architecture, he was also a great lover of music. With me now is the Dean of Ripon, the Very Reverend Christopher Campling. Mr. Dean, tell us about St Wilfrid.
Well, St Wilfrid was one of the really great men of the 7th century. He was a great, powerful person, made many enemies, many friends, very forthright, determined to get his way, and he achieved a great deal.
Well, how is it that such a magnificent cathedral can be built in a comparatively small town like Ripon?
Ah, well, you see, the cathedral was here before the town. There was a monastery here and a church, and it grew out from that, really. And the population came round because there was already a great church here. But in those days, the churches were built bigger than the population needed, for the glory of God. Everybody believed in this, and everybody made their churches magnificent for that reason. But also, the nave of the church was the popular place where people met for markets, for every kind of meeting. It was a kind of town hall come market square. And therefore, it was used by the populace. And on beyond, where the chancel is, that was used for worship, and that's why you have a great screen across, keeping the two separate.
Of course, there's another anniversary apart from the 1100th anniversary of Ripon, isn't there?
There is indeed, yes. This is the 150th anniversary of the Diocese of Ripon, because 150 years ago, they carved up the great, huge, unwieldy dioceses into smaller ones, and Ripon was the first new diocese created since the Reformation.
What do you think the cathedral means to the people of Ripon?
Well, I've only been here for nearly 2 years, and I would like to know the answer to that. We're doing our very best to lead the cathedral out into the city and bring the city into the cathedral.
Thank you very much, Dean.
Not at all.
70 years ago, Ripon was the location for one of the largest army camps in Britain. 70,000 soldiers were stationed here. Ripon was also the last home of one of Britain's greatest war poets, Wilfred Owen, who met his death only days before the armistice was signed. This beautiful reredos is the cathedral's memorial to those Ripon men who died in that great... This cathedral is full of surprises. These replicas of the crown jewels belong to the Children's Society, who use them to raise money to help them with their work. Joyce Taylor, you're in charge of the exhibition. Tell us something about the Children's Society.
Well, I've been the chairman of the Ripon Appeals Committee for 10 years. And when I started, the Children's Society took care of the deprived children and the poor children, and it was all children. But now the Society has opened its doors to everything.
And how did you come into possession of these beautiful replicas?
Oh, these were made for a jeweller's convention in 1960. They then went in cold storage and deteriorated. And eventually, they were used to pay a bad debt. And the jeweller, who was repaid, took several years to bring them up to today's perfection. And in 1970, he gave them to the Society.
Because you have some crown jewels of your own, haven't you?
Oh, yes, I have.
Because you were the recipient of Maundy money when the Queen paid a visit last year, didn't you?
We got 59 pence worth of the specially minted money. 59 pence, 1 pence per year of her life.
And that's the original case it came in?
Oh, yes, yes. They come to us in a special little white leather purse. Isn't it lovely?
That's very nice, isn't it? Well, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Now, the man who remade and redesigned the real crown jewels for Charles II after the restoration was Sir Robert Viner. His descendants became owners of nearby Newby Hall, one of the most beautiful homes in Yorkshire, and on the outskirts of Ripon. And that's where I'm going now, to sing Come Down, O Love Divine, a hymn chosen especially for Joyce because we know it's her favourite. Come down, O love divine, seek thou this soul of mine, and visit it with thine own honor glowing. O Comforter, draw near, within my heart appear, and kindle it thy holy flame bestowing. Let holy charity mine outward vesture be, and lowliness become my inner clothing. True lowliness of heart, which takes the humbler part, and all its own shortcomings weeps with loathing. And so the yearning strong, with which the soul will long, Spirit makes his dwelling. Newby Hall has been described as the loveliest house in Yorkshire. Much of the magnificent interior was designed by Robert Adam, with furniture specially made by Thomas Chippendale. Among its many splendours is the amazing tapestry room, decorated with these unique 18th century tapestries from the Gobelin factory in Paris. Another fascinating room is this delightful library, packed with beautifully bound editions of some of the world's greatest literature. And with me are the owners of Newby Hall, Mr. and Mrs. Robin Compton. Robin, how many people do you employ to keep this house open to the public?
Well, if you forget the gardeners and you take it mid-season, I suppose about 28.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot. And then, of course, I'm five gardeners, my wife's another 3, so it all adds up.
The house has been beautifully restored. Who's responsible for it?
Well, I did all that, yes.
All of it?
Yes, I've done the whole lot. Absolutely every room.
How many rooms?
Oh, goodness. About sort of 8 bedrooms, and then all the main rooms downstairs.
How did you go about that?
Well, it was quite a decision, because, you know, I did them year by year, really, because being open to the public, I couldn't do too many at a time.
The tapestry room is absolutely fantastic. Did you have to do anything in there?
Well, I took out most of the furniture that was in there, all the sort of Victorian furniture, and endless tables and bits and bobs, and really set it out the way it is now, which I think is the way it was. And of course I had the 1792 inventory to go by, which was done by Thomas Chippendale.
What about you, Robin? Did you have any hand in the restoration?
I paid the bills. No, really, my wife's got all the knowledge and the love for this. Yeah. It was whatever she said. It was a great labour of love and diligence and skill.
Well, thank you very much, both of you, for allowing us into your lovely home. And we take our last look at Newby Hall in the sculpture gallery, where Julian Lloyd Webber is playing Bach's Air on the G string. From the glories of the 18th century, we now move back in time to the 12th century, to the very early days of Ripon and Fountains Abbey, the ruins of which have been preserved for everyone's enjoyment by the National Trust. Mary Morclin, I know you made a study of fountains. Tell us a bit about the monastery.
It's a very splendid monastery, and it does show really what the Cistercians believed in. They believed in absolute economy, and so you see, for instance, you've got a dining room that works on two sides, for the choir monks on one side and for the lay brothers on another side. You must never waste 1 inch of space, because that takes you up with worldly concerns.
What brought about the destruction of fountains?
Henry VIII wanted it because of its great wealth and its enormous success in sheep rearing and in farming generally. But more than that, the destruction of monasteries in general, because there was such a threat to his power and authority, because the Cistercians in particular owed allegiance to the Pope.
I know you have personal feelings about fountains. Tell us about them.
I love it mainly because it's alive. It gives so much pleasure to so many people. And occasionally, there's a feeling almost of benediction in the air, and these are the days when I come away feeling that I can go forth in peace.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Mary. I'm now joined by 1,100 of Ripon's children, one for every year of Ripon's history, in a hymn by special request of the Mayor, "The King of Love, my shepherd is." That was the school children of Ripon, and this is the original charter horn. Of course, it hasn't been used for many years now. It's just carried on ceremonial occasions by Pat Webb, who's Sergeant at Mace. Thanks very much for showing it to us. Now, here's the official horn blower, Alan Oliver.
Right.
Tell us about your duties.
My duties as the hornblower, Harry, to set the watch, which was started in 886 by blowing 4 times here on the obelisk, 1 at each corner. And then any time from 9 o'clock till midnight, I go down to the mayor's house to give 3 blasts, let him know that the watch has been set.
Does he answer you?
Depends what time I arrive there and how he answers me.
I see. Well, can you give us a blast in your horn then?
Certainly, sir.
I'll stand back a bit. Thank you very much, Alan. Well, the horn has been blown, the watch is set, and Ripon is safe for the night. We've had a wonderful time here with the lovely people of Ripon, celebrating their 1100th anniversary. And here's to the next 1100 years. But let's not forget the words of Dean Campion when he said, "We'll lead the cathedral to the city, and the city to the cathedral." Next week, Highway leads us to Wavendon, to the home of the Dankworths, Johnny Dankworth and Cleo Learn. And there are lots more. I'll see you there.